Last session, you woke on the banks of a new river with your mouths full of silt and the great pyramid gone, swallowed by the desert without a trace. An ibis's harsh cry had barely faded when the reeds thrashed and crocodiles surged from the waterline, huge and fast. Ombra snapped a ring to his finger and sent a wave of primal dread across two of them, buying space as Salah Kamara summoned a blazing spectral weapon that smashed snouts and split scales. Salahaddin stepped into snapping jaws with measured fury, while Avourel sprang from the bank, cleared the channel, and drove cold steel through vertebrae. The last beasts turned to flee and died for it. The shore smelled of mud and blood. The kill became your lifeline. With rations half gone or spoiled, Farid and Ombra worked quickly, skinning and cutting the meat into thin ribbons to dry into jerky under the pitiless sun. You lashed a crude wooden cask from scavenged timber and set crocodile bladder skins within, then drank deep of the new river before turning your faces toward the cliffs. Daylight, apart from the hottest part in the middle of the day, belonged to the march. Nights belonged to rocks and cramped limbs as the desert tried to swallow anything left on it. There were no true dreams, only a whisper to Salah Kamara, soft and urgent. Save them, you must save them at Kunaten Keep. The second day you pressed farther into the dunes, steering by cliff and memory, stealing only short spells of rest. The third evening delivered a vision more terrible than any dream. From a high dune, you saw a road of crucified bodies marching toward the keep. Hyenas burst from the low ground, slavering, with gnolls driving them on. A jackal-headed scout took a firing perch on the ridge and sent a heavy bolt into your line. The pack hit hard and broke. Salahaddin's blade opened a path, and he shouldered forward to guard an ally. Salah Kamara's conjured frying pan rang like a gong across two skulls. Avourel, half-shadow and dune dust, put an arrow clean through the scout's eye, and Farid swept in low, tore his legs from under him, and hammered him to the ground. Ombra's hex and a crackling surge of force ended the last resistance. The only sound left was panting and the creak of the crosses. Among trinkets and looted Anubian finery, you found Rumbold, bruised but alive. Between gulps of water, he told you what he had seen. The gnolls had overrun Kunaten Keep. The Skylark lifted under a hail of bolts, its balloons slashed and sagging west when it slipped below the horizon. Packs of gnolls and Anubian scouts now sweep the ruined town and the tent camp below the walls, disciplined and hungry. No screams carried on the wind, only the rustle of plunder and the smack of jaws. You took a necklace of adaptation and a magic dagger from the fallen, split coin and bolts, and watched the light leave the sky. With a road of crosses at your backs and a whispered plea in your ears, you stood over a shattered stronghold to choose your next move, knowing it could mean finding the last hidden survivors or joining them in the sand.